Learners, hello! Welcome back to another live stream with myself, Pan, from Pan English Teaching. How are you guys doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I was here 2 weeks ago when we did a reading session. And guess what? I am back for another reading aloud session. Guys, welcome. Thank you for being here, for joining. We're gonna start right away, okay? Because we have no time to waste. But first, very quickly, let me know where you're watching from, your English level, how long you've been learning English. Have you ever done this exercise before? Reading out loud. Reading aloud, reading out loud is what we are doing today. So have you done this exercise before? Let me know down below in the comment section, and we're gonna start in a very little time. We are starting our practice. Just let me know a couple of things and we can start practicing. I'm also gonna pin here what we are doing, so if more people join later on, they will know what we are doing. But if they don't, please be my little helpers and let them know what's happening, because today we are reading aloud. We're going to read a story aloud. Reading aloud means using our voice to read something, okay? So we use our voice to listen to ourselves. This is a great exercise. If you haven't done it before, you're in the right place, because we're going to practice together. You will listen and repeat after me and after another speaker, because you're going to listen to an American speaker with an American accent, myself, which is closer, my accent is closer to a British accent. And then you're going to repeat after me, okay? So you're going to listen to 2 different accents and then you're going to repeat. So today's a great opportunity for you to practice your speaking. If you don't have time, time and also somebody to practice your speaking with, this exercise is great because it can help you with confidence, pronunciation, learning new vocabulary, and producing correct grammar in English, correct structures in English. So guys, are you ready? I want somebody to guess what story we are reading today. I lost my comment. Where is it? I'm going to give you some clues and I want you to guess. Let's see if anybody can guess it. What story we are reading out loud. This is one of the most famous romance stories of all time, okay? This was a play written by a very famous English playwright, actor, and poet. Does anybody have any idea what story we are doing today? I'll repeat. It is a tragedy. It is one of the most famous romance stories. It was written by a man whose initials are W.S., okay? He was the most famous and the most regarded English writer, okay, of all time. He is still considered one of the greatest writers of all times. And I think you got it because you've already written it in the comments. Today we are reading Romeo and Juliet. We are not going to read the whole story because we don't have time to do the whole thing, but we can start and then you guys can finish it by yourselves. That can be your homework. I'm giving you a little bit of homework today. I've seen some of my students join. Hello, Oksana. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm very happy to see you here. And let's get started. I will now share my screen, okay, for those of you who've just joined now, we are going to read Romeo and Juliet aloud together. But first I want to show you this channel. Some of you are already following this channel, EWA, Learn English with EWA. You can follow this channel, subscribe, and here you're going to find lots and lots of audiobooks. Lots and lots of audiobooks, many famous stories, well-known stories, different levels, also videos by other teachers, myself included, some shorts by different teachers, the ones that you can also see here on EWA Instagram. Okay, this is where we all post our shorts. But if you guys want to do this exercise, I would say go to the playlists right here and choose any of these books. There's lots and lots of books, different levels, B1, A1, A2, so you can choose whatever you feel is the right level for you. So, without further ado, today we're doing Romeo and Juliet. Let me tell you the steps and we're gonna start, okay? Let's go. Step number 1, listen to the speaker, to the reader, twice, 2 times, okay? Twice the other speaker. Listen to myself once. This is the second step. So listen to the other speaker 2 times, listen to myself once, and the third step is listen and repeat. Repeat after me. Okay? We're gonna do it slowly, step by step. Don't worry if you don't understand some vocabulary. This is a pretty basic level. It's a pretty low level, okay? But if you have a higher level, don't worry. This is also very good practice because it means you are producing the language, even if the vocabulary is not very challenging. Okay, guys, are you ready? Let's go. Listen, just listen and pay attention to the pronunciation. Let's go.
Listen to Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, Level B1, Oxford Reading University. Part 1.
Once upon a time, in the Italian city of Verona, lived 2 rich noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets. For as long as the people of Verona could remember, the 2 families were enemies. The Montagues had a son, Romeo, and the Capulets had a daughter, Juliet. The family's conflict eventually ended, but it happened at the cost of 2 young lovers' lives.
Right, this is the introduction. Listen again, one more time, okay? The more you listen, the better. One more time.
Part 1.
Once upon a time, in the Italian city of Verona, lived 2 rich noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets. For as long as the people of Verona could remember, the 2 families were enemies. The Montagues had a son, Romeo, and the Capulets had a daughter, Juliet. The family's conflict eventually ended, but it happened at the cost of 2 young lovers' lives.
Right, okay, we've got the first part. Now you're gonna listen to me. I'm gonna do exactly the same thing and then you can repeat. We'll do it sentence by sentence. But first, just listen to me. Let's go. I'm gonna do it more slowly. Right, part 1. Once upon a time, in the Italian city of Verona lived 2 rich noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets. Okay, let's go to the next bit. For as long as the people of Verona could remember, the 2 families were enemies. The Montagues had a son, Romeo, and the Capulets had a daughter, Juliet. The family's conflict eventually ended, but it happened at the cost of the 2 young lovers' lives. Now guys, it's your turn. Get ready because you're going to repeat after me. Let's go. Listen and repeat. I'm going to give you a little bit of time after each sentence. Once upon a time, in the Italian city of Verona, lived two rich noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets. Let's go. Repeat. Okay, good. Let's continue. For as long as the people of Verona could remember, the two families were enemies. Repeat. Good. Excellent. Next, listen and repeat. The Montagues had a son, Romeo, and the Capulets had a daughter, Juliet. Repeat. Fantastic. Let's continue. Let me know if I'm going too fast, okay? I think we're doing fine, but give me some feedback if you're okay with the speed. Let's go. The family's conflict eventually ended, but it happened at the cost of the two young lovers' lives. Repeat. Fantastic. Well done, guys. You're doing great. Are you ready? We're going to the first chapter, the first part. Let's do it. Listen twice to the man reading, to the reader. Listen to me once more, and then we'll repeat together. Let's do it.
Two young lovers' lives. 1. Two Capulet servants walked down a street in Verona. They discussed how much they disliked the Montagues. Suddenly, they came across two Montague servants. They exchanged insults and a fight broke out. It could have easily ended in killing if the Prince of Verona had not appeared. The prince ordered them to stop. If anyone fights in public again, they will be punished by death, he announced.
Right, up to here. Listen again. Up to here. Until this point. Listen again.
Lovers' lives. 1. Two Capulet servants walked down a street in Verona. They discussed how much they disliked the Montagues. Suddenly, they came across two Montague servants. They exchanged insults and a fight broke out. It could have easily ended in killing if the Prince of Verona had not appeared. The prince ordered them to stop. If anyone fights in public again, they will be punished by death, he announced.
Right. Now it's my turn. Listen, and then we'll repeat together. Just listen. Two Capulet servants walked down a street in Verona. They discussed how much they disliked the Montagues. Suddenly, they came across two Montague servants. They exchanged insults and a fight broke out. It could have easily ended in killing if the Prince of Verona had not appeared. The prince ordered them to stop. If anyone fights in public again, they will be punished by death, he announced. Right. Okay, guys, let's go back to the top. Listen and repeat after me. Let's do it. Two Capulet servants walked down a street in Verona. Repeat. Okay, good. Let's continue. For those of you who've just joined, we are doing a reading aloud exercise. That is the reason why we're using this video, to help us listen and repeat. So listen to me and repeat. We're practicing our speaking today, of course. Let's go. They discussed how much they disliked the Montagues. Okay, I can see your questions, but I'm going to answer them later on. Let's continue. Suddenly, they came across two Montague servants. Fantastic. Are you guys repeating? How are you doing? Let me know. Are you enjoying this exercise? What's your opinion about this exercise? You can let me know down below when we finish, okay? I don't want to interrupt you, but when you listen to the next bit, you can write your comments. So, the next sentence. They exchanged insults and a fight broke out. Repeat. Fantastic. Let's go to the next one. Now here, guys, we've got could have. We're going to join these two words together to make it sound more natural. We've got the third conditional here. Don't know if you guys know this grammar point, but the idea is to read it with a more natural flow. So instead of saying it could have easily ended, we're going to say it could have easily ended. It could have easily ended. Let me read it once, just that part. You repeat after me, and then we're going to try again, because this is a bit of a harder structure. So I want to pause for a moment to help you guys pronounce it correctly. So we're going to go repeat, listen and repeat. It could have easily ended. Repeat. One more time. It could have easily ended. One more time. It could have easily ended. Fantastic. So where we have could have, we're saying could have easily ended. And now what we're going to do here is, well, okay, no, we're going to leave it as it is, okay? But I think this one was a good thing to point out, okay, for you guys to know. Let's do the whole sentence. It could have easily ended in killing if the Prince of Verona had not appeared. Repeat. Fantastic. Let's continue. The prince ordered them to stop. Repeat. Fantastic. And finally, if anyone fights in public again, they will be punished by death, he announced. Fantastic. Guys, well done. You're doing great. Okay, quick comments. A common question when it comes to doing this exercise is the following. And I think I've seen somebody comment or ask a similar question right here. When we do this exercise, students always say, okay, I really enjoy reading out loud, but if I do it by myself without somebody to correct me, how do I know if the words that I'm saying are correct? Now, you won't know. You are not going to know if the words you're saying are correct. However, the reason why we're doing this exercise with some reference, first listening to me and then repeating, first listening to the other speaker and trying to figure out and understand the pronunciation. The reason why we're doing this is to help you minimize the errors, okay? So when you choose a text and you read it out loud by yourselves, probably you're not going to know, or you're going to make more mistakes. But if you have a reference, like what we are doing now, listening to somebody else, then probably you're very, very likely, it's very, very possible that you're not going to make a lot of mistakes because you're listening and trying to imitate. This is the way children learn, right? In any language, not just in English, right? When we are kids, when we're little babies and toddlers, we listen to other people, we imitate, we make a lot of mistakes, but eventually when we do it again and again and again, and we listen again and again and again, we improve and we get better, and our pronunciation, our accent, everything improves, okay? So don't worry if you're making mistakes. Don't worry if you don't know the exact pronunciation of a word. We want an approximation. The idea here is to practice your confidence when reading, to be able to join, to connect the words together so that you can sound more natural. And of course, by looking at all of these structures, the vocabulary, and producing it, okay, my hair is a bit wild today. By doing all of that, you are helping yourself, you're helping your brain little by little memorize all of this information, and in the future you're going to be better off. You're going to be in a better position, in a better situation. If you don't do this exercise, if you don't practice your speaking with anybody, then it's going to be harder for you to improve. So this is a great exercise for people who really don't have the opportunity, for everybody, okay, for everyone. For me, for you, for everybody, but especially for people who don't have anybody to practice their speaking with. This is a great exercise because you can do it by yourselves many times during the day, at any point of the day. Okay? Very good. So the comment, I think there was a comment that was asking this question. I hope I answered your question. If you are not finding this exercise entertaining, or if you don't like it, don't worry, you don't have to do it, okay? You shouldn't be forced to be doing anything you don't like doing, okay? Learning a language should be something enjoyable. So if you're finding this exercise a bit boring, a bit slow, a bit just not very interesting, a bit dull, just don't do it, okay? You can just have me in the background, you can be doing something different, and just listen, okay? It's still good practice. Or you can just go, okay, and watch another live stream, one that you find more interesting, okay? It's not necessary to do it if you don't like it, okay? So feel free to just go, okay, if you're not enjoying this exercise. You know you can do that. So guys, ready to continue? Let's go. Listen twice and then myself. Let's do it. The next one, we are doing reading out loud, Romeo and Juliet.
Death, he announced. Meanwhile, in the Montague house, Romeo sat in his room, sad and lonely. Benvolio, his cousin, entered and asked him what was wrong. I am in love, but she doesn't love me back, said Romeo. She told me she would never marry. Love seems so gentle and romantic in theory, but in reality it's a very cruel thing, replied Benvolio. Yes, it is the nature of love, and it weighs me down a lot, agreed Romeo. There are many beauties around you. Look at them, and you will soon forget your unhappy love, advised Benvolio.
Right, guys, up to here, until this point. Let's go back. All the way to the top. Listen again, one more time. Pay attention to the new vocabulary or words that you aren't sure about their pronunciation. Listen and try to quickly memorize it, and then we're gonna repeat. Let's go.
Meanwhile, in the Montague house, Romeo sat in his room, sad and lonely. Benvolio, his cousin, entered and asked him what was wrong. I am in love, but she doesn't love me back, said Romeo. She told me she would never marry. Love seems so gentle and romantic in theory, but in reality it's a very cruel thing, replied Benvolio. Yes, it is the nature of love, and it weighs me down a lot, agreed Romeo. There are many beauties around you. Look at them, and you will soon forget your unhappy love, advised Benvolio.
Right, here we have slightly longer sentences, but don't worry, we can do them step by step, little by little. You listen and repeat after me. Come on, guys, let's go. Well, actually, no, sorry. Now it's my turn to read the whole thing. I always forget this step, but listen to me. I have a different accent, slightly different pronunciation in some words to the speaker you've just listened to. So it's good to listen to different accents. Listen to me, and then we'll do it together. Let's go. Whoops. Meanwhile, in the Montague house, Romeo sat in his room, sad and lonely. Benvolio, his cousin, entered and asked him what was wrong. I am in love, but she doesn't love me back, said Romeo. She told me she would never marry. Love seems so gentle and romantic in theory, but in reality, it's a very cruel thing, replied Benvolio. Yes, it is the nature of love, and it weighs me down a lot, agreed Romeo. There are many beauties around you. Look at them, and you will soon forget your unhappy love, advised Benvolio. Right, guys, let's go. Now it's your turn. Come on, you're doing great. You're doing great. I'm sure you are. If you're not sure about your pronunciation, another thing you can do is record yourself, okay? You can record yourself using a different device, maybe not in this live stream, but in the future. When you do this exercise, you can record yourselves and send it to a teacher or somebody who speaks English really well, and they can help you with the pronunciation. There's always a solution, so don't worry. Come on, guys, listen and repeat after me. Meanwhile, in the Montague house, Romeo sat in his room, sad and lonely. Repeat. Fantastic. Let's continue. Listen and repeat. Benvolio, his cousin, entered and asked him what was wrong. Very good. Listen and repeat. Next part. I am in love, but she doesn't love me back, said Romeo. Repeat. Excellent. Listen and repeat. She told me she would never marry. Repeat. good. Guys, a little tip, a quick tip to make sure you're doing this exercise correctly. Pay attention to the words I am emphasizing. Here, I'm emphasizing, I'm putting stress on the words told, never, marry. Told, never, marry. Told, never, marry. These are the 3 words we're going to stress. The other words, she, me, she, would, are weak words. This means we don't emphasize them so much. Okay, so we don't emphasize those so much. We put more emphasis on told, never, marry. And this makes the sentence sound more natural. Listen again. We're going to do this one more time. Listen and repeat. She told me she would never marry. Repeat. Very good. Let's try one more time, okay? Every now and then, I'm going to pause to give you a tip or 2 to make sure you're doing this exercise correctly and reading aloud in the best way possible. Let's go one more time. She told me she would never marry. Would never marry. Let's go. Fantastic. Let's continue. Listen and repeat. Love seems so gentle and romantic in theory, but in reality, it's a very cruel thing, replied Benvolio. Repeat. Fantastic. Let's continue. Yes, it is the nature of love, and it weighs me down a lot, agreed Romeo. Are you guys repeating? I can see lots of people in the live, lots of people watching. Let me know if you are just listening or if you are repeating after me. Are you guys repeating after me? How do you feel? How do you feel? Is it an easy or a difficult exercise? Let me know. Let's do the last part and then we can continue. We're doing lots and lots of practice today. Listen and repeat. There are many beauties around you. Repeat. Very good. Next. Look at them and you will soon forget your unhappy love, advised Benvolio. Hold on. Now, here. Okay, let's repeat this last one more time. Look at them and you will soon forget your unhappy love, advised Benvolio. Excellent. Right, guys. Back to me for a second, okay? I'm very glad to see your comments. I'm going to read some of them out loud very quickly. A piece of cake. Excellent. It's a piece of cake. Very easy exercise. That's great. This is a great idea for improving my English. I'm very glad you're finding this useful. Another person said, I am repeating after you and I'm so happy. Very good. I am repeating after you. Excellent. Very, very good. Guys, we're going to do the last part and we are done for today. Right, the last part. Remember, this is EWA English channel on YouTube, okay? You can finish this off. As you can see, we are at the very start of the video. But if you Google, if you go onto YouTube and you search Improve Your English, English audiobook, Romeo and Juliet, EWA English, then you're going to get this one. You're going to get this video. This is part 1 and there's also a part 2. So if you like the story of Romeo and Juliet, you can continue this exercise by yourselves. Okay, some people are saying, not so easy. Okay, let's see. It's not easy for me. I like this exercise. It's not easy for me, but it's useful. Okay, guys, thank you for the feedback. I think it's very good to know how you guys feel. Don't worry if it's not so easy. I'm sure that the more you do this exercise, the better you'll get. Definitely, like everything. Now, guys, let's go. The next point, the next part. This is the last part and we are done for today.
Your unhappy love, advised Benvolio.
Listen.
Oh no, I will love her and suffer forever, exclaimed Romeo. However, Benvolio was determined to help Romeo forget his troubles. In the Capulet house, Capulet was talking to Paris, one of the prince's relatives. Paris wished to marry Juliet. I do not doubt that you would make a great couple, but she is way too young to marry now. She isn't yet 14, said Capulet. You ought to wait for at least 2 more years.
Oops, what happened? Sorry, I just muted the video. Hold on.
I've heard of girls younger than that becoming happy mothers, replied Paris.
Right, up to here. We're going to stop at where it says becoming happy mothers. I'm just saying this out loud so that I remember where we stopped. And do you guys remember where we stopped before? Yeah, here. Okay, listen again. One more time.
Folio. Oh no, I will love her and suffer forever, exclaimed Romeo. However, Benvolio was determined to help Romeo forget his troubles. In the Capulet house, Capulet was talking to Paris, one of the prince's relatives. Paris wished to marry Juliet. I do not doubt that you would make a great couple, but she is way too young to marry now. She isn't yet 14, said Capulet. You ought to wait for at least 2 more years. I've heard of girls younger than that becoming happy mothers, replied Paris.
Right, up to here. Now it's my turn. I'll read the whole thing and then we can do it together. I don't know if you guys can notice a difference between my accent and this reader's accent. Can you notice the difference? Let me know if that's the case. Hold on, I lost it. Boo, 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 boo. We did this before. Yeah, right here. Let's go. Oh no, I will love her and suffer forever, exclaimed Romeo. However, Benvolio was determined to help Romeo forget his troubles. In the Capulet house, Capulet was talking to Paris, one of the prince's relatives. Paris wished to marry Juliet. I do not doubt that you would make a great couple, but she's way too young to marry now. She isn't yet 14, said Capulet. You ought to wait for at least 2 more years. I've heard of girls younger than that becoming happy mothers, replied Paris. Oh my goodness, very young, very, very young. We're talking about obviously a different era, different times back then. Right, guys, are you ready to repeat? Somebody saying, yes, it's a little bit different. You can notice the difference. Okay, good. Somebody's saying, sometimes in order to do it in a more difficult way, I do it at the same time as you read it out loud, and after that I listen. Okay, good. You can experiment. That's fine. Just find the best way for you guys, okay? She's way too young. What does way mean? Way too young means extremely, very. It's just a way to emphasize that she's very, very, very young. Way too young, okay? But in a negative way. Way too young. That means she's very young, but in a negative way. Right, guys, let's go. Listen and repeat after me. Oh no, I will love her and suffer forever, exclaimed Romeo. Very good. Listen and repeat. However, Benvolio was determined to help Romeo forget his troubles. Repeat. Very good. Guys, you're doing great, okay? Stay motivated. We've got a couple more paragraphs, couple more parts, and we can finish. In the Capulet house, Capulet was talking to Paris, one of the prince's relatives. Repeat. Very good. Listen to the next part. Listen and repeat. Paris wished to marry Juliet. Repeat. Right, guys, another little comment here. I just want to help you out with this kind of situation here. Many times when you have this D at the end of a word and then a T at the beginning of the following word, the idea here is to kind of like ignore this D right here to make it easier to pronounce the two words, to make it easier to link the two words. This is called liaison. Liaison means linking, joining the words together in a sentence to make the sentence sound more natural. So instead of saying wished to, which is a little bit awkward, it's a bit uncomfortable, you can just ignore the D and just say the T. For example, wish to, all together as if it were one word. Wish to. Yeah, it sounds a bit funny, a bit strange, but this is the way we join words. So listen to the whole sentence one more time and repeat after me. Paris wished to marry Juliet. Fantastic. Let's continue. Listen and repeat. I do not doubt that you would make a great couple, but she's way too young to marry now. Up to here. Repeat. Right, another little comment here. The letter B in the word doubt is silent. Don't pronounce this letter. It's a very, very common mistake to pronounce the B, but it's very normal, okay, because it's right there. You just have to know that in a lot of words, when we have the letter B followed by a T, the B is silent. So don't pronounce the B. You just say doubt, instead of doubt. We don't say the B. The B is silent. Okay, so doubt. Listen to me. We're going to do the whole sentence. One more time. I do not doubt that you would make a great couple, but she's way too young to marry now. repeat. Fantastic. Let's continue. Listen and repeat. She isn't yet 14, said Capulet. Let me repeat this one. She isn't yet 14, said Capulet. Repeat. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we have the same situation. A T and then another T, they merge together, they are joined, and they become one T, just one. So instead of saying ought to, and pause, you just say it as if it were one word. Ought to, ought to, ought to. So listen to the whole thing. You ought to wait for at least 2 more years. Repeat. One more time. We're going to do it again. You ought to wait for at least 2 more years. Repeat. Fantastic. Okay, guys, we're nearly there. Hold on, don't go anywhere. We have the last part. I've heard of girls younger than that becoming happy mothers, replied Paris. Repeat. Okay, let's do it one more time together and we are done. This is the last sentence, guys. We're nearly there. Let's go. I've heard of girls younger than that becoming happy mothers, replied Paris. Repeat. Excellent. Guys, well done. Fantastic. You did it. Okay, let's take a deep breath. We are done. Okay, it was a bit of a tiring exercise. It can be a bit of a tiring exercise sometimes, but it's okay. Okay, you can do little bits. You don't have to do the whole thing in one day. You can do 15 minutes one day, another 15, the following day, 10 minutes, the day after, and so on. You don't have to take a long time doing this exercise. Most important thing is to be consistent. You do it more often in little parts, in little chunks. Okay? Right, guys, have you got, well, I'm not going to say have you got any questions. If you do have any questions, because I have to go. If you do have any questions, feel free to send me a DM. Okay? It might take me a while to answer, to get back, but eventually I will. I try to answer all of your messages, all of your DMs eventually, okay? They pile up sometimes. I receive a lot of messages, of course, but, and I don't have time to reply to all of them, but I will answer at some point, okay? So if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. You can follow my account if you want to. My profile is Pan English Teaching all together. Pan, my name, this is me. English, the language you're learning, and teaching, which is what I do. Right, guys, thank you so much again. Yes, somebody wrote it. Pan English Teaching. I'll write it here very, very quickly. Pan English Teaching. This is my handle, my Instagram handle. It was really nice to be here. I really enjoyed this session. I really hope you also did. Have a nice rest of the day. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We're doing the same thing in 2 weeks. Bye bye. See you guys soon. Bye bye.